Hello dear students. So in today's video we will begin with the chapter electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is one of the most important chapter. You can expect a most important and very good questions for your board examination as well as for your competitive examination. So this electrochemistry will be considered from the part of physical chemistry. So this is stands a most important chapter for your second PUC part, that is particularly from physical chemistry part. Fine. So when you directly consider the chapter electrochemistry, as name itself suggests, electro in the sense something related to electricity, chemistry in the sense something related to chemical reactions. So with the help of chemical reactions, we are going to understand electricity production. How does electricity can be produced with the help of chemical reactions, mainly involvement of electrolytes and so on. We will be studying in detail in the chapter electrochemistry. And the chapter mainly comprise of the first part of chapter will be begin with electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells we will be studying. Then we will be studying regarding the reduction potential. We will understand how does electricity is going to be discharged, or how does it is going to be synthesized in a particular system or setup. We will understand that one. Later we will be understanding regarding the reduction potential. Then we will understand regarding the Nernst equation. Then we will be studying regarding electrolytic cells. Fine. Then Faraday's law. Lastly, we will understand regarding the conductance. Conductance will be carried out with the help of electrolytes. So these are said to be most important parts or subtopics of the chapter electrochemistry. Right. So now we will start with our first part of the chapter electrochemical cells. Before we start with electrochemical cells part, let's understand certain terminologies involved in electrochemistry part. Do copy this. We'll start with that one. Hello dear students, as I have already told you, we are going to begin with an important chapter from the physical chemistry part, that is electrochemistry. In this electrochemistry, we gonna to learn regarding many of the concepts like chemical reactions, reduction potential, Nernst equation, electrolytic cell, Faraday's law. Lastly, we will be seeing how conductance will be taking part with the help of electrolytes. So these are the main important criteria we are going to learn in the chapter electrochemistry. So before we start with the actual part of the syllabus, let's understand the terminology electrochemistry. As electro indicates, it is all about electric current, and chemistry indicates all about the chemical reactions. So with the help of electric current, how does chemical reactions will vary? How does we are going to prepare or synthesize electric current with a variation of chemical reactions? So when chemical reactions, how they are going to be converted into electrical reactions or electricity production type of reactions. So all these things we will be discussing in the chapter electrochemistry. So here in this chapter we are concentrating very first with respect to electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell has got another name, galvanic cell. Galvanic cell, voltaic cell, electrochemical cell, all together one or the other they have given names, different names. In this electrochemical cell, we will be making use of certain chemical reactions. Certain chemical reactions are used to synthesize the electricity. So we will see that one by one in detail. So dear students, I have explained the electrochemical cell with the help of diagrammatical representation. Do concentrate towards the explanation what I am giving here, and do concentrate the words which have been written here, sentences which have been written here. So now I have one beaker. I have one beaker with me. In this beaker, there is a copper sulfate solution is filled. Copper sulfate solution is taken. Okay, so this copper sulfate solution we know will be generally blue in color. Copper being a DD transition element will possesses color, right? This is very simple one, quite very easy one, you can understand. Now I have dipped one zinc rod inside this one. I have dipped one zinc rod inside this one. So when I dipped zinc rod in a copper sulfate solution, I'll be keeping it for some time at room temperature, standard temperature, NTP, normal temperature and pressure. What will happen after some time? I have mentioned here in the form of points. I have dipped a zinc rod. This zinc rod is get reduced in weight. Zinc rod which was initially around 10 grams, it is being reduced into 5 grams. That means weight of this zinc rod is decreased. Second point you can notice here that blue color of the solution is fades away. In the sense blue color is going to be changing into colorless. Blue to colorless it is happening. This is a solution which is blue in color, which is taken in a beaker due to insertion of this zinc rod for a time interval. If you keep this setting in a room temperature and pressure, copper sulfate solution blue color it is fading. Color of blue is dull, it is becoming dull, and rod, that is zinc rod, is decreasing in its weight. Now certain red colored precipitate is settling at the bottom. This is, if you consider it as a container, I have somehow this red color, this is, imagine it is red colored precipitate, it is settling at the bottom of the container. Fine, these are the changes are happening due to keeping this setting at room temperature. And gradually, whenever you have taken this copper sulfate solution, it was quite cold. But after some time, all these changes which are happening, along with that, change in temperature also we have seen. If you keep the thermometer inside this one, if you keep thermometer, you can see there is a increase in temperature. Temperature is rising. All these things are happening in a beaker. All these things are happening in a beaker. Now question arises, what are the changes are happening? Why does these changes are happening and all? So the study of these changes with respect to solutions and with respect to heat generated, we will be studying in the unit that is electrochemical cell. Okay, so this is the experiment we have performed in a room temperature. All these changes are happened. Next we'll see here. So if you keenly observe the changes which are happening here, they will give us a certain reactions. So what are the reactions or mechanism happening behind this experiment? Will let us understand. Zinc was initially taken, it was solid. What it is, why does it is losing its weight? If at all it is losing its weight, in the sense it is losing its electrons, that is loss of electron is happening with respect to zinc. So solid zinc is undergoing oxidation. Oxidation of zinc is happening. It is losing electrons. Zinc is converted into Zn plus 2. Loss of electron is indicating it is oxidation reaction. Similarly, I have copper sulfate solution also in the beaker. So why does this copper sulfate solution, which was blue color, is changing its color? Why it is changing into colorless? That is Cu plus 2 which was there, CuSO4 in this one copper oxidation state is plus 2. The copper Cu plus 2 which is blue in color is changing its color is due to accepting the 2 electrons. It is accepting the 2 electrons from the zinc which have been liberated, and it is turning into pure copper. That pure copper which has been turned, it is red in color. That is the reason why red colored precipitate is settling at the bottom. It means that there are two metals are involved in this setup. Zinc is undergoing oxidation. Copper is accepting the electron. It is undergoing reduction reaction. It means that in this setting of beaker, what we have taken here, redox reactions are taking place simultaneously. So with this setting, I told you redox reactions are taking place simultaneously. We can also quote some of the points with respect to this experiment. Here in this case, direct redox reactions are taking place within same container. We have only one container. Within a container, zinc is undergoing oxidation, copper is undergoing reduction. Redox reaction are taking place simultaneously, only one container. And the reaction is spontaneous reaction. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಔಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ spontaneous. For any reaction to be spontaneous, Gibbs free energy must be always negative. This we think this discussed in the chapter surface chemistry. I explained there, and you will be learning this one regarding Gibbs free energy and all. You'll be studying this one in thermodynamics. Thermodynamics you have studied, no? There you will be having elaborated idea regarding Gibbs free energy. Okay, leave that one, no problem. So any reaction to be spontaneous, Gibbs free energy must be negative or less than 0. So energy which is released here, it is in the form of heat. Due to redox reaction happening in a container, we are going to see certain amount of energy is liberated. It is exothermic. Energy is liberated in the form of heat. So now this chemical energy is going to be converted to heat energy. Initially chemical energy was there. We had made use of two metals, copper and zinc. Now due to certain reaction, the chemical energy is converted into heat energy, and we make use of it to form the electric current. So this is the basis, this is the introduction, or this is the main idea for electrochemistry to be existed. So with this brief experimental part, we shall start with actual part of the chapter, that is electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell can be called galvanic cell as well as it is called as voltaic cell. So now if you consider this heading, we will have to have certain points. So what are those points? This is a cell of a chemical energy. This is a cell from which a chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Students, please do remember, this is the cell from which chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Chemical energy, copper sulfate we have used, zinc we have used. Due to presence of both of these, redox reaction is happening. Due to redox reaction, heat is liberated. From chemical energy, we are synthesizing electrical energy. It is referred as electrochemical cell. Okay, so for electrochemical cells, we have certain examples are present. So we can consider zinc copper cell here. When you consider zinc copper cell, it is considered as Daniell cell. We can call it as Daniell cell. Okay, so if you consider Daniell cell, we need to understand what is the Daniell cell setting. How does it is been set in order to generate the electrical energy with the help of particularly chemical energy.